He said he was flying out for a conference. I packed his suitcase, kissed him goodbye, and waved from the porch. 3 days later, a stranger sent me a photo, him on a beach, holding hands with a woman, 2 kids playing beside them. One of the kids looked just like my son. For 12 years, I thought I had a normal marriage. Not perfect, just normal. We had 2 boys, a house with bad plumbing and a maple tree that shed too early. Saturday mornings were pancakes and cartoons. Wednesday nights were leftover chili and soccer practice. It was ordinary, mundane, safe. I used to pray for safe. He traveled a lot for work, sales, consulting, whatever corporate jargon made him sound important. I never questioned it. He made enough money that we didn't struggle. That was enough. He was a good father. That's the part that makes me sick. The way he made up bedtime stories, the way he brought home little toy cars from airport gift shops like souvenirs from foreign lands. He remembered birthdays. He folded laundry. He made us feel chosen. I never looked for cracks because nothing ever felt broken. Until that photo. It came through Facebook Messenger from a name I didn't recognize. No caption, no explanation. Just an image. My husband. On a beach I didn't recognize, holding hands with a woman, 2 kids. The photo was grainy, like it was taken in secret, zoomed in, a little blurry, but I knew it was him. His walk, the back of his neck, that stupid green Patagonia shirt I bought him for his birthday. I stared at it for hours, and then I zoomed in on the children. The boy was maybe 6 or 7. Brown hair, thick lashes, the kind of face that looks like it hasn't learned to lie yet. But what hit me in the chest was his smile. It was identical to our youngest son's. Not just similar, identical. Same dimple, same tooth gap. I didn't sleep that night. I waited for him to call. He always called when he landed. He didn't. The next day, I messaged the sender back, "Who are you?" No response. So I waited. Like a coward, like a woman too scared to chase the truth. He came home 2 days later, said the conference was boring, said he missed us. He kissed me with those same lips in the photo. He tucked our kids into bed. I didn't say anything. Not yet. I just watched. And that was the beginning. For the next week, I went through his things. Emails, receipts, bank statements. I wasn't even subtle. I needed something, anything, that made that photo a mistake, a misunderstanding, a cruel prank. Instead, I found a second phone. It was buried in a box of cables in the garage. Old chargers, dead batteries, cables for devices we didn't own anymore, and tucked in a plastic bag. A black Samsung phone. Not the one he carried, not the one I knew. It was dead. I charged it, and when it turned on, I lost my breath. The wallpaper was a picture of the same beach, that same woman, her arms around him, the kids front and center, a family photo. I opened the texts. They called him Daddy. She called him Love. I didn't cry. Not then. I just sat there, reading text after text, photos, appointments, school pickups, grocery lists. He wasn't cheating. He had a second life, 3 states away, Charlotte, North Carolina. He had a second home, a second wife, a second set of children. One older than our eldest, one born last year. He didn't just betray me, he duplicated me, and I felt like a shadow of myself, like a paper version of someone else's life, a placeholder. The phone had thousands of photos, birthdays, Christmas trees, pool days, first steps. He hadn't just shown up, he had stayed. And here, with us, he had always been leaving. That was the first twist, but not the last. I didn't confront him. People always ask why. I think part of me hoped he'd confess, that he'd crack under the weight of the lie, that he'd wake up one morning, look at me, and see what he was doing. But days passed, then weeks, and he stayed exactly the same. So I watched him closer. I studied his eyes when he kissed our boys goodnight. I listened to his voice when he said, "I love you." I traced the cadence of his lies like a map I hadn't known I was living inside. The second twist came 2 months later. I got a letter in the mail, no return address. Inside, 3 photographs, all from the same day, the same beach. But this time, He was proposing. On one knee, ring in hand, to her. My husband, on bended knee, with a ring I had never seen. They weren't just living together. He was planning to marry her. Again. I checked the records. No divorce, no annulment. I was still his wife, which meant this wasn't an affair. It was bigamy. He wasn't just cheating. He was committing a felony. I thought about calling the police. I thought about sending her the marriage license, but the rage never outweighed the confusion. How do you build two lives? Two families. How do you come home to me, tuck in my children, make love to me with hands that held someone else that same week? The logistics alone felt impossible, but he did it. He lived a double life. And somehow, I didn't know. I asked our oldest one night if Dad ever said weird things when I wasn't around. He shrugged. He calls me Lucas sometimes. Our son's name is Jonah. Lucas, the other son. I felt like vomiting. The lies weren't just slipping through the cracks. They were becoming embedded in our children's lives, confusion growing like mold. And still, I said nothing. Why? Because I was afraid of what would happen if I tore it all down. Not afraid for me, for the kids. They loved him. And despite everything, I couldn't be the one to take that away. But the third twist? It changed everything. I hired a private investigator. I needed more than fragments. I needed the full story. 2 weeks later, she gave me a folder. Inside were surveillance photos, documents, and one detail I will never forget. He didn't meet her after me. He met her first. They had been together for 16 years. He married her in secret. She had his last name. I was the second family, the duplicate. He had built a life with her long before he ever met me. She wasn't the other woman. I was. Everything I thought I knew about my marriage, my motherhood, my memories, it all shifted, tilted, fell apart. I was the second wife, the hidden life, the woman in the shadows. And suddenly, the years made sense. The trips, the holidays he missed, the long weekends, the unexplained meetings. He was never mine. Not really. He was hers, and I was the lie. The moment I realized I was the other woman, something cracked in me. Not a scream, not a breakdown, just a quiet, internal collapse. I couldn't breathe right for days. It was like I had lived my whole life in a movie where I thought I was the main character, only to find out I was a subplot in someone else's script. The B story, the distraction. He had known her since college. She was from North Carolina, a high school math teacher. According to the investigator's report, she'd never left the area. They had their first child 2 years before I ever met him. Their daughter was 10 now. He met me during what he told her was a long-term consulting project in our city. He never moved out of Charlotte, just rented an apartment near us and commuted on a strange schedule. He had 2 lives, and he gave each of us just enough to believe we were whole. I started comparing dates, events, memories, and then I saw it. Photo of our wedding day. The date? It was her birthday. Our wedding day was her birthday. What kind of man plans a second wedding on the day his first wife was born? I checked the records again. He'd forged the paperwork, faked information on our license, used a variation of his name and claimed he'd never been married, all legally binding, but built on lies. I had married a ghost. I still didn't tell him what I knew. I waited. I collected everything, printed photos, texts, emails, the phone, the report, a copy of our license, a copy of hers. I created a box filled with truth. And then I mailed it to her. No note, no return address, just the truth. Let her decide what to do with it. Let her look into the eyes of their children and explain why Daddy disappears every month. Let her feel what I felt, because I had nothing left but the truth, and I wasn't going to carry it alone anymore. It didn't take long. A week after the package arrived, he came home early from work. Early enough that the house was quiet. The kids were still at school. I was doing laundry in the basement. He stood at the top of the stairs and said my name in a way I hadn't heard before. Flat, controlled, like a man who had rehearsed something and wasn't sure how it would land. I walked up slowly. He was holding the box. He didn't ask how I got it. He didn't ask if I had sent it. He just looked at me and said, "It's not what you think." I remember laughing. I didn't even mean to. I laughed because it was exactly what I thought. And worse. He said he loved me. He said he loved her. He said love was complicated. He cried. He reached for my hand. And I let him cry. I let him touch me, let him plead. But I didn't cry back. Because something inside me had gone silent, not empty, just still. Like standing in the middle of a burning building and finally realizing it's too late to run. He begged me not to leave, said he'd fix it, said he'd tell her everything, but I already knew. He wouldn't. He didn't want to lose either of us. He didn't want the truth. He wanted permission to keep lying. I didn't throw him out. Not right away. That's what surprises people. But I had kids to think about. Finances. Safety. You don't just torch the house when the foundation cracks. You wait until the kids are asleep and you carry them out one by one before the flames get too close. That's what I was doing, getting ready to carry my children through the wreckage. 3 weeks later, he left for work again. I knew where he was going. I tracked his phone. I saw the hotel reservation, the dinner for 4, her, him, the kids, playing house. I didn't stop him. I wanted to see how far he'd go. He sent me a text that night. I miss you already. While he tucked in children that weren't mine. While he shared a bed with the woman he married first. I stared at that message until my phone dimmed out. And then I blocked him, deleted the thread, unsubscribed from the illusion. And finally, I cried, harder than I thought I could. I sobbed on the kitchen floor for an hour, and then I called a lawyer. I didn't want revenge. I wanted distance. I wanted peace. I wanted to stop waking up every day wondering which parts of my life were real. That was the final twist. It wasn't about him at all. It was about the life I thought we had. The family I thought I'd built. The version of myself I thought was whole. Because it turns out, he didn't just break my trust, he broke reality. I filed for divorce, quietly, strategically, with a team. My lawyer said the bigamy charge would hold, but it was messy, complicated. It would blow everything open. I didn't want a circus. I wanted safety. So we negotiated. I got the house, full custody, a structured visitation plan supervised until further review. He fought it, but he was tired. His second life was unraveling, too. I heard through mutual friends that she had left him. She took the kids, moved in with her sister, refused to take his calls. She didn't press charges, but she made it known he wasn't welcome. I don't know if he thought he could keep both of us. I don't know if he loved either of us, but now he has no one. I didn't tell our kids the full truth, just that Daddy had made some mistakes and wouldn't be living with us anymore. They cried, then they stopped crying. Then they got quiet. Now they ask fewer questions. They're adjusting. But sometimes when they say goodnight, I hear them whisper his name like they're trying to keep him alive in their dreams. And it breaks me every time, because I loved him, and they loved him. And love doesn't die cleanly. It leaves residue, even after the lies. It's been a year. I don't date. I barely answer calls. I work. I parent. I survive. Some days, I look at the photo that started it all. That blurry beach scene. That smile. That boy who looked like mine. I used to wonder if I should have said something sooner. If I missed signs. If I was blind. But the truth is, you can only see what you're willing to look for. And I was too busy being in love with the life I thought I had. So now I live with that silence. I don't need justice. I don't want pity. I just want to breathe in a room that doesn't lie back at me. To stop wondering what else I don't know. To stop measuring every new truth against the weight of old ones. I still see him sometimes, driving by, at school events, at the grocery store, and every time he looks older, like the lies finally started aging him, like the gravity of it all finally found his bones. But he still smiles, still waves, still pretends. And I just look at him. And look right through. Because there's nothing left to see. Not really, he's just a man. A hollow man. A man who built his life on the bodies of 2 women who once believed him. And now, we don't. Not anymore. People think the hardest part is the moment you find out. It's not. The hardest part is all the after. The mornings when no one texts, "Good luck today." The holidays when you pretend the silence is peace and not absence. The school plays where there's one empty seat you keep pretending wasn't supposed to be filled. The grocery store runs where you automatically reach for his favorite cereal, then remember, it's not your job anymore to remember what he likes. I see ghosts now, not literal ones, just fragments of a life that used to be mine. The coffee mug with his initials still hiding behind the blender. The shirt I forgot to throw out that I keep finding at the bottom of the laundry pile. The login to Netflix that still autofills his name under Dad. Grief isn't just for death. It's for everything that should have been real and wasn't. And I grieve in waves, not because I want him back, but because I still have to live inside the ruins he left behind. Sometimes I think about her, the other wife, the real wife. I wonder what she told her kids. I wonder how she explained the years of birthdays, barbecues, trips, and bedtime stories as something disposable. I wonder if she blamed me. I wonder if she forgave him. The truth is, I don't hate her. I hate what we both were forced to become. Two women rewritten into side characters in each other's lives by a man who couldn't keep his story straight. I used to imagine meeting her, telling her everything, asking her how she didn't know. But what would that even do? We were both deceived, we were both manipulated, and somewhere in the middle of all that, we both thought we had found the one. But we didn't. We found a man who split himself into pieces so no one could ever see the whole. And now, I hope she's okay. I hope her kids are okay, because our children are connected now, in the most twisted way. They're siblings, half-siblings, bloodlines tangled in betrayal, and maybe one day they'll meet. Maybe one day they'll ask us what really happened, and I don't know what I'll say, because how do you tell a child that their father loved them while lying to everyone? How do you explain that you didn't know either? That sometimes love isn't enough. That sometimes love is the lie that makes the betrayal sharper. I look at myself differently now. It's not just the fine lines or the exhaustion that never seems to leave my face. It's something deeper. Like every version of who I thought I was has shattered into a million reflections, and I don't know which one to believe anymore. I thought I was smart. I thought I was careful. I thought I was loved. And now, I second-guess everything. I second-guess good mornings and long hugs and shared smiles, because all of that felt real, until it wasn't. Until I learned that you could sleep next to someone for years and still never know them. That someone can hold your body and still be hiding an entire life behind your back. I don't trust easily now. Not others, not myself, especially not myself, because I believed him. I let him in, I built a family with him, and part of me is terrified I'll never trust my instincts again, that I'll always be waiting for the other shoe to drop, that I'll always be looking for the second phone, the secret hotel, the child that looks just a little too familiar. It's not paranoia, it's memory. Memory pretending to be warning, it's quiet now. Not peaceful, but quiet. The kind of quiet that follows a tornado, where everything looks still, but the air is thick with what just happened. I've started writing more, cooking again, reading before bed. I tell myself I'm rebuilding, even though some days it still feels like surviving. I'm not over it. I don't think I ever will be, but I'm learning how to live around it. Like scar tissue, you can't erase it, you just learn how to move with it. Sometimes the kids ask if Daddy is coming over. Sometimes I lie and say, not today. Sometimes I just say, no. They nod. They don't cry as much now. And that breaks me in new ways. Because I know what it means when a child stops asking. It means they're learning how to live without something they used to need. And part of me is proud of them for that. And part of me wishes they didn't have to. I don't know where he is now. I don't ask. I don't care. That's not true. I do care, but not in the way people think. I care in the way a burn victim cares about the fire, aware but unwilling to get close again. If he ever apologizes, I don't know if I'd believe it. Because sorry doesn't rewrite birthdays. It doesn't unmake lies. It doesn't heal the part of you that no longer believes in simple things like love and loyalty and shared names on tax forms. I carry the truth now, not as a weapon, but as a scar. It doesn't make me stronger, just real. I know what it feels like to be erased in someone else's story, and I know what it takes to write your own ending when the one you were promised turns out to be a lie. There's no bow at the end of this story, no redemption, no peace, just me And the life I'm building, brick by brick, alone, but honest. And that will have to be enough. Out of the blue, his mother called me. She didn't know. That was the first thing she said. She called 1 year after the divorce papers were finalized. I hadn't expected it. She and I weren't close, not really. She lived in Florida, sent cards to the kids, mailed Christmas presents that smelled like mothballs and perfume. But we didn't talk often. Not really. But this time she was crying. Not because of me, because of him. Apparently the other wife had called her, screaming, telling her everything, that she was the one, that she'd always been the one, that he had tricked her for 16 years. She told her about the photos, the evidence. She told her that he was living a double life and had kids in 2 zip codes with 2 different families, 2 entirely separate realities he managed like clockwork. And his mother? She said she didn't believe it. Until she did. She told me he'd always been good at pretending, that even as a child, he had been compartmentalized. She used that word like it was a diagnosis, like she'd finally realized her son had a secret disorder, one she had helped feed by never questioning how often he lied. She said, "I'm sorry, I should have seen it." I didn't know what to say. What do you say to the mother of the man who dismantled your entire life in silence? I wanted to scream at her. I wanted to tell her she raised a liar. I wanted to ask her if she ever taught him what it means to mean something to someone. I wanted to ask her how she could be a mother-in-law and grandmother to 2 families and never question it. But I didn't. I just stood there, letting her cry, letting her drown in the guilt I had carried alone for too long. She said she'd send something for the boys, that she hoped they wouldn't forget her, and then she hung up. And I realized something else. None of them really knew him, not even her. A few months later, I got a call from the manager of a storage facility. He had listed me as an emergency contact. I hadn't even known he had one. The rent hadn't been paid in 2 months, and they were preparing to auction it off unless someone came to claim the contents. I didn't want to go. But something told me I had to. It was small, just a 5-out-5 unit on the edge of town. Inside, boxes, lots of them, all unlabeled, and a single dresser. That's what caught my eye. It looked old, not antique, just familiar, like something from a childhood bedroom. Inside the drawers were photos, dozens of them, but not of me, not of our kids. Her, all her vacations, dinners, sonograms. There was a Valentine's card from 2015. It said, "Thank you for giving me everything I ever wanted. I love you now and always. M." That was the year I miscarried. I stood in that storage unit, holding a piece of paper that proved what I already knew. While I was bleeding in a hospital bed, he was giving his love to someone else. He hadn't just betrayed me. He'd betrayed my grief, and that's a kind of cruelty you can't explain to people unless they've lived through it. I left everything there and told them to burn it, auction, do whatever they wanted with it, and walked away. I went to pick up the kids at school. I noticed my youngest, just 7, was quiet the whole ride, looking out the window, fiddling with a Lego in his lap. Then, in the softest voice, he said, "Mom, if Daddy has other kids, does that mean they're better than us?" I almost crashed the car. I pulled over, right there on the shoulder of the road. I turned to him and said, "Why would you think that?" And he just shrugged. "I don't know. Maybe because he picked them." I didn't have the words. Because he wasn't wrong. On some level, he did pick them. Or at least, he kept picking them. Enough times for a little boy to notice that someone who said, "You're everything to me," didn't show up the way he said he would. I told him that it had nothing to do with him, that it was never his fault, that he was loved. But he was already looking out the window again, like the question had passed and didn't need an answer. And I just sat there, holding the wheel like it was the only thing keeping me from falling apart. That night, my therapist told me to write him a letter. So I did. I sat down after the dust had settled from the day and the silence had taken over, and I wrote the letter. It wasn't for him. It was for me. I told him everything I never got to say. That I hated him for stealing the most innocent years of my children's lives. That I hated him for making me question my own worth, my instincts, my intelligence. that I hated how much I still missed the version of him I thought I knew. But I also told him this, that he would never be free from what he did. Because people like him don't just lose families, they lose themselves. They become empty, not in a tragic, poetic way, but in a slow, rotting, quiet way. They lose color, they lose meaning, they become shells walking through rooms that used to be full of love and laughter and the smell of morning pancakes, and now echo with regret. I folded the letter, burned it, watched the edges curl, and for the first time in months, I slept through the night. The truth is, I don't believe in closure. I don't believe everything happens for a reason. I don't believe pain makes you stronger. I think pain just makes you different. You walk differently, speak slower, trust less, but you also listen more carefully. You see things now. You notice the pauses in conversations, the fake smiles, the half-excuses. You don't give your soul away so easily anymore, not because you're cold, but because you remember. You remember what it cost last time. I'm still healing, still figuring out how to be a whole person in a life that was built around someone who never existed the way I thought he did. But I'm here. I'm real. And I'll never let anyone make me doubt that again.